Hey everybody, it's Garen Cohn from American Warrior Radio. We're here in the great city of Orlando at Orlando Harley, and you know what? The Concerned Vets of America has a wonderful concert going on. You can probably hear it in the background a little bit. Well, guess what? I've got one of the lead guys. He is the regional director for Concerned Vets of America, Gary Berntsen. Gary, thanks for spending a couple minutes with us. Appreciate it. Now, you are well-versed in media, but I want to get to the point here. What are we doing here tonight? What's Concerned Vets of America trying? What's the message tonight?
Well, what I'd like to say is this. Concerned Veterans for America is a 501c4. Small government, lower taxes, fiscal responsibility. We're trying to grow the conservative base. We're trying to support veterans across this country. We're trying to get veterans out and off the couch, mobilized. Look, we all fought for this country before. We need to fight and save this country now.
And this is an important event because this is what you guys do. You come out into the communities and invite all you that are watching this. I don't care if you're a young vet, older vet, 4 years, retired, doesn't matter. You got to get involved. How can they get involved with Concerned Vets of America?
Well, I would tell people to please visit our website at www.concernedveteransforamerica.org. That's www.concernedveteransforamerica.org.
All one word, Concerned Vets for America, not of America, like I just said.
Concernedveteransforamerica.org.
Now, we got some national folks here right now. How often are you able to bring the team together like this?
You know, this is actually the last stop of what has been a dozen-city tour in the last a couple of weeks. You know, it started in Virginia, worked its way up to California, and now back here. We were in Tampa last night, Orlando tonight. This is the last night of this tour, but it's been such a big hit that we may extend and do some additional events in different states.
Is there a single initiative that the Concerned Vets for America has that we can communicate to the listeners and watchers of this?
Well, there isn't a single thing, but what I would say is this, is that Concerned Veterans for America, for the last year, knew there was a problem with the VA. We were the ones that pushed it. A year ago, we asked for Secretary Shinseki to step down. We were the very first ones. We pushed Congress. We pushed the House of Representatives, the Senate. We took 50 veterans up about a month ago, went door to door, showed the problems. We knew the problems in Phoenix and Virginia and all these other places because we knew there was a backlog, and we were concerned about the backlog. We didn't initially know that they were cheating on the list. We knew the backlog was so great that there were other problems.
Something had to be going on.
Something was wrong, and eventually it all came out. So we're concerned about, you know, we want to fix the issues with the Veterans Administration. We were the ones that helped with the legislation, which is called the VA Accountability Act. The VA Accountability Act is a really short bill. It's about a page and a half that essentially just says the Secretary of the Veterans Affairs can fire any non-performing senior member of their service. People that are running these hospitals that have been corrupt, that have been giving out bonuses for absolutely nothing, hiding, burning lists so that veterans that didn't get treated should have gotten treated. So, you know, we've been involved in all of this from the very, very beginning. So that's a big issue for us. The other issue is the national debt. $17.5 trillion. The country is going to go bankrupt. We are, unfortunately, this debt is growing. We're not dealing with it properly. When interest rates go back up, the servicing of the debt is going to crush the budget. And it's a problem. It's a big problem.
Is they're trying to balance the books on the backs of our military. They're willowing it like we've never seen before. We'll be pre-World War II numbers within the next 5 years, which is an outrage. But before we get off here, and I want you guys to listen closely, Gary, you're a very accomplished man. You've been in 2 branches of service. You served our country in the Central Intelligence. Okay, he's been a CIA officer on the ground. Give them a quick taste of that, and then I want to talk about how you've been involved in writing books, and you're going to be on another TV episode coming up. So please share a little bit.
You know, in 1976, I enlisted in the United States Air Force. I did 4 years. The day I got out of the Air Force, I signed into the Marine Corps and did 2 years of their commissioning program. Did their 2 years there, and when I completed the 2-year commissioning program, I went back to the University of New Mexico, where I was going to college, and encountered a CIA recruiter who brought me into CIA's clandestine service. Instead of showing up at Quantico for the basic course, I wound up at the CT program. Then it was called the Career Trainee Program. Right now CIA calls it the Career Service Trainee Program, and became a member of CIA's clandestine service. Went through training for several years, was deployed into the Middle East, spent my first decade and a half in the Middle East, and then served in CIA's Counterterrorism Center, was a senior officer in the center, and then led many of the major deployments for the Counterterrorism Center.
Mention a few.
Well, I was in charge of the East Africa bombings when they blew up our embassies in Tanzania and Dar es Salaam. I'm also the person that led CIA's largest team in Afghanistan during the war. I'm the guy that seized Kabul, and I was the sort of author and architect of the Battle of Tora Bora, where bin Laden went in, we destroyed most of his force, and he slipped out the back.
And you wouldn't be able to do this without having more than one language. What are some of the languages you speak?
Well, I speak Persian, Farsi, Harpese, and Am, and I speak Spanish. Yo puedo hablar español muy bien. And then served in Latin America as a chief of station, and also served as a CIA station chief in the Middle East.
And you are an accomplished author as well, but before we get to that, I want to mention real quick, you're going to be able to be seen on TV.
Yeah. Well, I'll be on that. You know, I do a lot of Fox News, and I do CNN. I should be on Fox in the next week or so. I don't want to say what program yet because they change these things at time, but I'll be on Fox, one of the major shows. I do a lot of CNN. I must have done, you know, Fox and Friends 50 to 75 times. I've done O'Reilly, I've done Hannity, I've done all the shows. Used to do, you know, a lot of, years ago, I was a constant guest on This Week at War with John Roberts. I must have done that show several dozen times. That's when he was at CNN. Now he's over at Fox. He's a great journalist, John Roberts.
Outstanding. And like I mentioned, you're an accomplished author. Jawbreaker, where can they pick up a copy of this?
I wrote the book Jawbreaker, The Attack on Bin Laden and Al-Qaeda. It was a New York Times bestseller. I wrote a novel called The Walk-In, which is about the Iranian Quds Force, which is their terrorist component. And then I wrote a policy book called Human Intelligence, Counterterrorism, and National Leadership, a practical guide. And so, you know, these are a few of the things I've been doing since I left the CIA in 2006.
Well, again, we've been talking with Gary Berntsen with Concerned Veterans for America. You got to find out more about this man and the cause that he's supporting and deeply involved with. Gary, thanks for sparing a few minutes.
Gary, it's a great pleasure to meet you. You guys are great.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Gary Cohen, peace out.